Welcome to the Fan Club YouTube channel. Please make sure to subscribe, like this video, and comment down below.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Fan Club podcast. We have a very fun one today as we are joined by PWHL Ottawa superstars, Gabbie Hughes and Emily Clark. How you doing?
We're good. Happy to be here.
Super good.
Thank you for spending your off day with us.
Thanks for having us.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and you both have been very busy with some travel lately. But did you have a chance to, unwind last night and catch the Super Bowl?
Yeah, we did. I hosted all the Canadians and then the U.S. girls that were out of state over to our house, and we had some buffalo chicken dip, some meat and cheese, crackers, and got to watch the Super Bowl in the comfort of a couch.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shout out to Gabbie's mom. And, I had the famous Hughes bagel dip.
Yes.
What's the bagel dip?
I don't know what is in it. I know it's like corned beef, dill seed, onions, sour cream, and mayonnaise. But it's super good. It's addicting.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Were you guys rooting for a specific team last night?
Honestly, I hope I don't lose any fans for this. I don't really care much for football, but I did want it to be a tight game, and that was exciting.
Well, you got
finish.
that last night.
Mm-hmm.
I think I naturally figured out who I was going to cheer for when the 49ers made like their first good play. I was cheering, so I was like, okay, I think I'm gravitating towards that team. So I kind of went with them.
Which shortly after it became, come on, guys, we got to play defense. We got to get a drive. I'm
we
like,
became quickly a we. Yeah.
What do you think of all the swift attention as usual? Now football's over. Maybe that'll wind down a little bit, but we had a little thing last night where it seemed for the first half, every time she was on TV, the Chiefs would mess up the next play.
Oh, wow. I didn't watch that attentively.
Are you Swifties?
I was too into the chicken dip to notice that, but
Yeah.
me personally, I'm a Swiftie. I'm here for it.
I wouldn't say I'm a huge Swiftie. I like some of her music, but I'm not like a diehard Swiftie. I don't think I could claim that upon myself.
Yeah. I knew someone personally that they had a family wager going, and they did like an over-under how many times Taylor Swift would come on screen.
Oh, my gosh.
And it was above 7 because I know everyone that hit above 7 won. So they definitely gave the fair share of Swiftie attention last night.
I did appreciate once my team, the 49ers, lost, I was quickly over it when I saw Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. That was precious.
Yeah, that's like a monumental moment in history.
Yeah.
No, I saw that. I think every other post on my Instagram last night was them embracing after the big win. It's pretty cool. Did you see Travis Kelce bump into his coach? Did you catch that?
Yes.
Would you ever think of doing that to a coach?
No.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. I'd probably get kicked off the team in a heartbeat.
Yeah, no, that's not how my dad was always a coach. There was no talking back to coaches growing up.
My dad was my coach as well, so
Do you ever talk back to your coach now?
no.
No, not
Good.
happening.
Good
Yeah, I think
players.
like collectively we were all watching it together last night, and that when he did that, it's just like everyone was just like taken back, just like in hockey. I don't know if it's like hockey specific or if other sports do the same thing, but like that's a very like uncharted. Like you never go that distance. Like
No.
regardless if you like your coach or don't like your coach, that's just like something you don't do. So
Yeah.
seeing that was definitely a little eye opening coming from
Some good memes
Travis.
came out of it, though.
yeah.
Or
There are a ton.
if you did do that, you'd be benched like the whole game.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're not coming out to play after that for the rest of the game. If you're bumping your coach in the first period, he's probably sitting you on the bench for sure.
Probably.
And then after the game, the Chiefs coach was like, "Oh, I love to see that out of him. It's just his passion showing. Like, he appreciates it." And I was just, I don't know. I could never see that from a hockey coach specifically. Like you said, I don't know if it's just hockey or whatever, but that just
Let's
would
try
not
it.
be what the coach says after the game. We should try it.
Wednesday, yeah.
It would look absolutely
test, see
insane.
what
if-
happens.
Yeah, if someone in hockey gear gets behind the bench and bumps their coach. It's a little different in football. You know, I walk up to him and maybe accidentally bump him, but I don't know. That was pretty insane. So as I mentioned earlier, you both have been traveling a lot. And the rivalry series just completed. Will you give a little background to the listeners on what the rivalry series is and how it went?
You can go, Clarky.
Sure, I'll start at least. Well, the rivalry series is Canada-U.S. 7-game series throughout the season. In the PWHL, there's international breaks, so this is the third one of the season. So for us, it's playing against each other. The European girls have different European cups and stuff. And yeah, Canada ended up on top after being down 3-rip. But it's a good series, and every game is so fun. And obviously, it's an exhibition series, but any of us in this room or anyone that plays hockey knows that it's never just an exhibition game when it's Canada-U.S. It's a great rivalry on the men's and women's side, so a lot of fun, and it took both of us to our hometown, so that's pretty special for both of us.
Yeah, I actually noted that here. What was that like being able to play in front of, assuming family, friends, and everyone? That had to be very special, and I'm sure everyone appreciated being able to do that.
Definitely. It was a dream come true. I mean, I'm from Saskatoon and one of 2 players from Saskatchewan, so, women's hockey doesn't come there that often. The last time it came to Saskatoon was 2018 for Four Nations Cup tournament, and I got hurt a week before, and that was just, heartbreaking not to get to play at home. And again, like most hockey players, you move away from home so early, so it's been since I was 16 since I've played a game in front of my family in Saskatoon, so that was really cool.
Yeah. No, I can just tell from how you're describing just the series in general, being able to go home and have that whole 7-game series. But what was it like for the both of you being able to represent your country? I mean, we're fortunate enough to have both here, USA and Canada. So what was it like for you guys to be able to throw on your country's jersey and represent it?
Yeah, it's always a huge honor. I mean, you dream of it since I was putting my skates on when I was 2 years old, playing for your country and putting on the national team jersey. And to finally make that step of being on the national team and playing in Worlds and these rivalry series games, every single time you see the jersey in your stall, you get goosebumps. And it's the coolest thing ever to know you're truly playing for something bigger than just yourself or just your teammates or your family, or you're playing for your country, which is unbelievable to understand and comprehend. But it's really fun.
Yeah, it's one of the greatest honors in our sport. I mean, I got inspired by a 2002 Olympic team, and since I was 5 or 7 years old, wanted to play on the Canada national team. So to be able to make that dream a reality, it's you can't really put words into it. And going back to the rivalry series again, it's an exhibition series, but like Gabbie said, you just never take any opportunity to wear it for granted, because rosters change all the time, and just because you make it 1 year doesn't mean that you're guaranteed anything in life really. But every time you don't take for granted and play with a lot of pride.
And this rivalry series wasn't the first time you both got to represent your countries. So what were all the tournaments and everything? I could probably try to list them off, but I would feel like I would miss one because there's been a lot between the both of you. When was the first time you did it, and which tournament was it?
I started making the under 18 USA team when I was 16, so back in 2016, 2017-ish. And then just kind of been off and on in the program, make a U22 roster here and there, don't make a camp. And this last Worlds, last year was the first time I made the national team. So just been trying to ride that wave and keep that going. Yeah,
for me too, U18s when I was 16, so 2011, which makes me feel pretty. Yeah, whatever, man. And then first time at the senior national team was November 2014. After the 2014 Olympics, there was a lot of Canadian girls that either took years off or retired, so it was kind of in a good time and mix of things where a lot of us got kind of our first chance, and been hanging on ever since.
No, that's amazing. So, Gabbie, we've obviously known each other for a little bit, and you, like me, got to experience playing high school hockey in Minnesota. And obviously, you were busy doing some USA stuff when you were 16, and it's a little bit different. But what was that true experience like playing in the state of hockey. I know we're such homers that we like to tell everyone that and brag to everyone about that.
Yes.
But how special was that for you? And you come from a hockey family, so go through a little bit and how that helped you grow.
Yeah, I don't even know how to explain it. Just the state of hockey, it's like everyone eats, sleeps, breathes hockey 24/7. So growing up playing on the ODR with your community, your neighbors, everyone, like that's where I think I grew a lot of my skill and love for the game. And then just growing up in the state of hockey, being able to chase that dream of playing at the XL Energy Center for the state tournament, I was finally able to do that my senior year. We went to the final and lost to Edina, but it was such an honor, and it was so fun to finally make it to that point. I see my brothers go there. They're 3 years older than me and 6 years older than me. So being able to watch them get to the X, I was always like, I have to do that. I have to match my brothers, of course. I need to do exactly what they do, but better. So being able to go in their footsteps was really fun to follow them.
Do you think it helped having two older brothers to push you a little bit?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I would agree. That definitely made me into the person I am today, but they beat me up here and there, so I think that's where I get some of my toughness in the net front is definitely from my brothers.
Yeah. And Emily, similar question to you. You came from many siblings, all older than you. You're the youngest in your family, so how did that pave the way for you leading into your hockey career as a youngster?
Yeah, same thing. Like, as much as me and my brothers and sister are competitive and chirp each other and stuff like that, like, all credit to them. I could not be here without them. I feel like all of them have shaped me into who I am today, but kind of what Gabby said, just kind of like that love for the game super early on, I feel like just like drove my success because I always had fun playing it. Like me and my brothers, it was either chell, mini sticks, shooting pucks in the backyard, or finding an outdoor rink to go to. So being able to have fun playing and not even realize you're working at your game while you're doing it, I think was huge. And similar to Gabby, I feel like we're both pretty tough girls out there, and without 4 older brothers beating me up all the time, I don't think I'd be kind of like the gritty player that I am today. But now that we're all older and adults, they're like 5 of my biggest fans and supporters, so it's been really fun to share this ride with them, and to have all 4 of my brothers in the stands this last week was
That's amazing.
something really cool.
So how was the AAA, because it's a little different than Minnesota, the high school, to like AAA. So how was that experience, and I guess share a little of just insight as to what that looks like, because it is a lot different than maybe Gabby's experience.
Yeah, I'll give the state of hockey the roses. You guys, it's a different beast up here, and I don't think I even realized it till I went to Wisconsin, just like how big hockey is in this state. It's pretty cool, and obviously the only thing I can compare it to is what hockey means to Canada, and growing up playing, like it's just like in our DNA, it feels like, especially where I'm from in Saskatchewan. But yeah, like getting to play AAA as an underage, I think was huge for my development. It was my first time playing girls hockey. I always grew up playing boys hockey for older brothers, just wanted to be like them, and the female hockey zone wasn't as developed as it is now, so I didn't really know any different, and I don't think I realized it as I was living it, but that first transition to playing girls hockey, being back in the locker room, it just like a second wind for the love of the game. 'Cause at some point when you're out of the locker room with the guys, you don't realize that you're missing that locker room time and those connections. So yeah, I think just like falling back in love with hockey, and getting to pursue it at a hockey school eventually, and just being able to be all in with people that wanted the same things that I did was huge for me.
Which hockey school did you go to?
I went to Okanagan Hockey Academy.
Okanagan?
Okanagan. Wait, say it again.
I'm from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and I went to Okanagan Hockey Academy.
That is great. So in the high school days and the AAA days, was the main goal to play college hockey, or were you always looking for something bigger?
I would say it would change like as I grew up, but like from day one it was to play like Division I hockey in the state of Minnesota, like stay home. But then as I got older and dreams got bigger, wanting to like make the USA hockey camps, and then starting to work your way up that ladder to the senior national team. But definitely started off as number one goal was to play Division I hockey.
Yeah, it's kind of funny difference. Actually, like growing up in Saskatchewan, like U Sports is obviously amazing route for a lot of people, but it's just not as like big in the communities, I guess, as maybe college hockey is down here. So for me, to be honest, I went to like U of S Husky games and knew university hockey was a thing, but I feel like my national team dream drove me and kind of like didn't really realize the NCAA recruiting process till I was going through it, to be honest. And then I had a family friend that went to North Dakota that kind of helped me through that, but it wasn't as much on my radar as wanting to make the national team.
Yeah, well, what was your guys' experience being able to both play college Division I hockey? Because, I mean, that's a really good feat by itself, being able to play at the highest level as a collegiate player. So what was your guys' experience?
It was a blast. Up in Duluth, Minnesota, I fell in love with the city. The group of girls we had up there was amazing. But doing hockey in school at the same time can be super hard, and trying to figure out early on as a freshman how to balance all of that could be a little tough, but being able to have all the resources that we did to help us through all of that was amazing. If I could go back to college, I would in a heartbeat. It was so fun, especially playing in Minnesota, 2 hours away from my family. They'd come up to every single game and always had family in the stands, so it was very special. I would go back in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I would say playing at Wisconsin was like a dream I didn't even know I had. Like, I couldn't have asked for a better college experience, and like I said, it wasn't something that I thought about a lot growing up, and then you get to this Big Ten school and like the resources that you have are insane. The rink is incredible. You get coached by Mark Johnson every day. Yeah, it was a dream come true, and similar to Gabbie, I would relive it in a heartbeat. But the really cool thing is now, like, for women's hockey players, that was kind of the pinnacle for so long of how you got treated, the day-to-day. And then my first 3 years out of school, kind of like not having that kind of treatment and experience was really challenging, but so glad that like Gabbie got to come out of college into this pro league that is just amazing and can rival college hockey, but all of us can attest, like, there's nothing like college hockey.
Yeah,
And
what was it?
Oh, sorry.
What was it? Obviously, there's a huge border battle rivalry with our hometown Gophers. Not saying I'm a Gopher fan, but what was the Wisconsin-Minnesota rivalry like? I know those games always got a lot of hype, whether it was here or in Madison. Those had to be circled on the schedule early in the year.
Absolutely. It's like the Canada-U.S. rivalry. Like, you hear about it, and then you don't realize how like short it takes for you to be a part of that. Like, I remember my first game against the U.S. even. I'm just so excited to be on the national team. I'm like looking at all these girls like, oh my God, I just watched you guys at the Olympics. And then like 5 minutes in, Megan Duggan like whacks me in the back of the leg, and now I'm like, okay, I'm in this rivalry. Like, I'm gonna hate you guys. And similar to the border battle, I mean, you hear about it, and then pretty soon in, you're like, I hate these guys. Like, I respect you, but I hate you. And my first couple years at Wisconsin, Minnesota had our number, and they were on that hot streak of like their undefeated season, back-to-back national championships. So, yeah, it definitely felt good to be on a bit of a revenge tour my senior year and beat them. But I always had so much respect for them, and they're always such like tight games that you just can't help but get up for in good hockey.
100%. Gabbie, would you say who would be the Bulldogs' biggest rival?
I don't really even know. I would say we always get excited to play like the Gophers, Wisconsin, Ohio State, and just with our last like national championships runs, I would say like our biggest rival would be Ohio State, just because they did beat us in the national championship game. So I think that kind of created a little bit of a rival, but I think the Bulldogs are the underdog of the WCHA. We're kind of always on that border of trying to catch up with those three Big Ten schools. So anytime we get to play them, I think we rise to the occasion.
Yeah, and you guys both already mentioned it, that if you had the opportunity, chance, you would go back to college in a heartbeat. So what was your guys' favorite, best memory from college? If you were to pick one, whether it's hockey, not hockey, I'm sure you got many different fond memories, but if you were to pick one.
There's too many.
I think just like the day-to-day, like, it's a grind, but it's like the best grind unimaginable. You get to go to college with like your best friends that become family, go out on the weekend, go to football games, go to battle, try to win a national championship. Like the whole experience is just like such a dream, I think.
Yeah, I would agree. I would say living with 5 other girls, there's 6 of us in the house, and everybody would always come over no matter what night of the week it was, and just play stupid card games, board games, Monopoly until 4 in the morning until we have a winner. Just those like away from the rink moments with my best friends when we would just do stupid stuff and have a blast doing it. I definitely would think those are my favorite memories, but going to the national championship is also something I'll never forget. That was really special.
Let's go to the negative side of college hockey. Was there ever a time or a certain practice or a certain week that you can remember where things were just tough and your coach put you on the line, or some sort of unusual punishment that happened on your team?
I have a good one.
Yeah.
So we were getting ready to, it was my freshman year, and none of us had played at LeBon, and LeBon gets packed, sold out every game, super loud in there, and we don't get that at Duluth. So our coach thought it would be a good idea to prepare us for the big loud noises. So have you ever been in the Rainforest Cafe?
Oh, yeah.
And you hear like all the animals and the rain and the thunder and the lightning. So we went and practiced in the deck that week, and each practice she would play Rainforest Cafe on the loudspeakers throughout the whole entire
Oh, my goodness.
rink during practice. And it was just so overwhelming. No one could pass a puck. Like, all you heard were these monkeys and these lions and rain and thunder. And she's like, if you can't play through this, you can't play through the LeBon crowd. And was just getting on us, and no one could do anything. So then she got us on the line, and she's like, get on the line. But no one heard her say get on the line because we hear the Rainforest Cafe. So she got really mad, and she's like, do I just need to kick you off the ice? And no one knew it was a horrible practice. It was one of the worst experiences of my life. But we did go in and sweep at Wisconsin.
Wow.
So
So it might have worked.
So I don't know
Method to
if
the
that has
madness.
anything to do with it, but that was pretty traumatizing.
That is awesome. That's the first of any kind of story I've heard like that.
That's hilarious.
More crawl at your finest.
That's unreal. No, Mark is like the most even keel person ever. Like, I think I heard him swear one time in 4 years, and it wouldn't even be considered a swear in my books. But for him, it was like, whoa, he just said shit. So like we had moving Mondays where we just, our conditioning was always built into practice. Like, we never really did bag skates, but we always spent the summers in Wisconsin, and we had stadiums on Fridays, so top deck of Camp Randall, and you'd have to make it up in whatever time, and it was like a team building, you know, when you like get through it together. But I do have one memory of a girl on our team that our strength coach was a bit of a hard ass, and it was like whatever the last rep, or if we didn't all make it in a certain amount of time, we were going to have to do more. And she like, he's counting down like 3, 2, and she like dives and just touches the wall and just like bangs up her shins, but she got it anyways. And yeah, that was really for the girls, but probably just stadiums. Yeah.
So you guys both, I know, Gabby, you went from college, transitioned right into the PWHL. You had a little bit of different path. So how would you guys say the mindset of girls growing up, youth through high school nowadays, how is that mindset of being able to then pursue hockey beyond college? Do you think there's a little bit of a shift in girls coming up in hockey now than before?
I would say yeah.
Yeah, I would say for sure. I feel like for a lot of years it was like you go up and you play, like so many people play college hockey and are amazing players, but if you're not in that top whatever percentile on your Canadian, American, or international national team, you just like, you can't sustain training full time to make that team. And you know, like if you have a job, then you can't train as hard to make those teams, and vice versa. And so many players that were like way too good had to stop playing too soon. And I think having this pro league is amazing, that people, if you're maybe not on your national team, you're still an incredible player, there's a place for you to play. And the pro league is so much different than international play. And I don't know, not to get too deep, but I just think of like when I was younger playing boys hockey, wanting to be like the first girl in the NHL, and me and my teammates would say that. And then at some point you just stop thinking about that because that's not even a dream for you to have, and now people don't have to worry about that anymore. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I guess we can transition into you guys both being part of the inaugural season of the PWHL. What was that whole experience like, starting off, being part of the first season?
It was insane. Being at the draft was so fun. I mean, we had no idea what to expect going into it. They said you could fly out if you wanted to, but they didn't give you any more information than that. And so when you walked in and the room was filled with people and the red carpet and cameras, and it was the first time feeling like a professional athlete. And it was super cool, the production that they did. But when I heard my name called to Ottawa, I don't think I'll ever forget that moment. It was so exciting. I was able to have my family there with me, and I couldn't even, I think I blacked out as soon as I got on stage because the adrenaline hit and the emotions and everything. And so far the season has been unbelievable. It's everything I ever imagined it would be. People ask, what do you want it to be different, or what do you want it to look like in the future? But just, living in the moment and right now, everything that they're doing is amazing.
So there was no insight? You had no clue?
I had no idea.
Wow.
I got a couple, I've had a talk with the GM at New York, but that was it. So I had absolutely no idea when I was going to go, where I was going to go, anything like that. I was actually on the back room, they had a Tim Hortons table with a bunch of mini donuts and the Timbits and coffee, and me and my friend Maggie were standing there, and the first 3 rounds went very slow, and we're we could be here a while. We don't know what round we're going in, where we're going. We might not even get picked. So we headed over to the Tim Hortons, and I had a handful of probably 5 or 6 Timbits and then a coffee. And as I'm walking back from the table, they called my name. I was
Wiping your hands real
shoved threw these to my brother and threw my coffee to my mom, wiped my hands and ran up on stage. So yeah, I had no idea when or where I was going. It was crazy.
Yeah, the draft was, I was signed prior, so I wasn't in the same position of not knowing, but you could feel the energy in the room. I was freaking out just watching it, and I couldn't imagine what that felt like, just spinning the bottle and not really knowing where you're going to end up at the end of the day. But yeah, for me, it's similar, just truly feeling like a professional for the first time out of college. I graduated 2019, and that was the year the CWHL folded and PWHPA began, and it was great for what we had at the time, but a bit of a grind at times, not having a truly professional league, or you're traveling and people see the hockey bag and they ask oh, what team are you on, or you have to justify that you're a pro, but then you're trying to explain what's going on with women's hockey, and to now just the recognition and where the game's at, and we're only 6 weeks into this thing, and it's just taking over the sports world by storm and selling out venues and all that. So yeah, just the way we're being treated and truly feeling like a professional for the first time has definitely been really special.
And you were one of the first players to sign in were you the first for Ottawa?
One of them, yeah.
One of the first, nice.
Yeah.
That had to be pretty cool to write your name on the dotted line before the draft.
It was insane. I mean, similar to Gabbie, going into the free agency, it's these terms that you hear all the time being a sports fan, but you're living it for the first time, and I have no idea what to expect. I didn't want to have any expectations because you don't know what people are looking for or how people see you, or if they, I don't know, like your game to want to, put you in one of those 3 spots. But obviously I was super grateful to be able to be one of them. And when the cities came out, because at that time you didn't really know coaches, you just knew GMs and cities really. So when that came out, to be honest, not even just saying this, I wanted to be in Ottawa. I'm love this city. I wanted to be in Canada, be in a smaller, big city, and was really hoping that's where I ended up. So I was really pumped that that's how it worked out.
And then on top of that, you've had the honor to also wear a captaincy letter for the team. So how was that, being able to not only go to a city that you wanted to be at playing for, but to be a leader for other players coming in?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very special, anyone that's had that chance to be a leader on a team. But and not even just saying this, but everyone on our team has been a letter or is a leader in their own way, and we have different international girls that wear letters with their national team or coming out of college. So For me, it's definitely really exciting and a huge honor, but I think my biggest job is just bringing out everyone's leadership qualities that they already have, and we have so many great people around that, my job's pretty easy.
So what do you think's been the biggest difference, and why is the PWHL so successful and people know about it now? Like, what changed?
I think, there's so many things. Probably the visibility is the biggest thing, the investment. Obviously, Billie Jean King and Mark Walter Group have proven themselves to be very successful time and time again. So to be able to have that kind of experience and backing, I think we just have the utmost trust in how they're doing things. And I think in terms of like this energy that this league has brought, it's like multiple times a week you can watch any game, and having the access on YouTube before our games with national team, I think the World Championship is happening, but they're at odd times, or you don't know how to watch the game. So I would say just the accessibility and visibility.
Yeah, 100%.
And what's the city of Ottawa been like supporting the team? And Gabbie, this is your first time playing on a team in Canada as an American.
This is my first time out of the state of Minnesota. But it's been amazing. The first 2 weeks was definitely an adjustment. I think a lot of Minnesota kids are such homebodies. So even going to Duluth was like a huge feat for me. I was so nervous. I cried like the first week at college. I was like, I want to go home. Mom was like, you're 2 hours away. You're fine. So going to Canada was definitely tough, but the girls, the group, the staff, everything about it has just been so exciting that I haven't even thought about like wanting to go home or anything. But the community in Ottawa is unbelievable. Like our fans are top 10 in the league. They're so fun all the time. We have a 3-0 lead, and the team comes back and beats us in overtime, and everyone stays in the building and claps for us. It's like, you guys should be at home on your couches right now. Like, why are you still here? They're just so supportive, and everywhere you go, coffee shop, the dog park, the canal, anywhere you go, somebody is asking to take a photo with you, or congratulating you, or thanking you for paving a way for their daughter to play hockey. And you don't get that in a lot of the other cities. So I think we're really blessed and lucky with the community we have in Ottawa.
Yeah, and the arena you're playing at, I don't know the name of the arena.
TD Place.
The TD Place. It looks absolutely jam-packed in there, every video I've seen, and I think they chose a good spot in Ottawa for it.
Totally. It's electric, and like Gabbie said, it's like one thing to have the attendance count that we're having, but it's another thing to have like the passion behind them. Like, for me, it was our home opener, which was obviously crazy, like
insane,
jam-packed. But for most Canadians, this will really resonate. But Mary-Flip Poulin got a penalty shot, and before she gets up to the puck, the whole crowd is booing, and I'm like, this feels illegal. Like, she's like Canada's sweetheart in the nation's capital, and like Gabbie said too, like win or lose, they're like going crazy for us and cheering for every big save, block shot. It's like having extra players sometimes. But TD Place itself is an unreal rink, and like you wouldn't know this from watching, but the location of it too, it has a bunch of restaurants and bars. So I think on our game days, the energy around the town and the area is kind of electric, and people are going for pregame meals and drinks and postgame meals and drinks, and just a really fun environment for fans too.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. Just the tight-knit fan base that you guys have already formed, and you're not even through the first season yet. Yeah. Has there been any rivalries starting to build between like other teams that you guys play?
I don't know, I feel like every game gets a little bit chippy.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have one. Would you say there's one in particular?
No, I would just say the Battle of Ontario is been claiming itself as like a big rivalry, but every game gets a little chippy and physical, and almost like each game's a rivalry.
Yeah, I mean, every team is so skilled, and like you look at the results of any game, and it's like any dog on any day. So there's no easy days for any team, and I think that's what's also really cool is like you're going to battle every night, and it gets pretty intense because these points really add up and they matter every game.
Yeah, and just on top of all that, we saw you on the street in Toronto. So what was it like? What was it like being a part of the All-Star Weekend festivities this year with the NHL.
Yeah, that was obviously a really cool opportunity to, well, you guys know, it's the All-Star Weekend, just such a blast. Really cool to be a part of it. So awesome the NHL showcased our league like that and just opened it up to a different audience and different eyes. And to be able to sell out Scotia for that 3-on-3 game was really cool. And to be able to represent our league and obviously a really cool opportunity. Fun to meet guys like you or different people that are around. So it was a whirlwind, but a lot of fun.
What do you think is next for the PWHL? You know, you're having a very successful first season, but what is it? What's it going to take to keep that growth going?
I think just continue to reach out to people to come watch our games and continuing to spread the word of our league and get people to buy into it. And I think obviously like the biggest goal is to at some point expand and continue to grow the league, get more teams involved and expand that way. But right now I think just kind of riding the wave of how great this first season is and continue to bring in revenue so we can expand at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think time is the biggest factor in any investment, and you see the success we've had in, sorry about that, 6 weeks, and, you know, the NHL, I think, has about a 100-year head start on us, so you can only imagine where this is going to go, and I think in 6 weeks we're already seeing, like, the fan base grow, people loving the personalities that they now get to know about because there's coverage, like you guys even having us on here, getting to know us a bit more, and throughout the league there's so many stories being told. So I think we're a likable group of people that people are enjoying getting to know the girls behind the cages. But yeah, just that time year after year, it's just going to keep getting better.
Yeah. Gabby, you mentioned expansion. Do you guys have any cities in mind where you think the next team will be located?
They got to put another one in the Midwest. So Minnesota's not completely on an island out there.
No bias from us at all.
No.
Midwesterners.
No.
Chicago?
Chicago?
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. I also was thinking, like, the support that Wisconsin women's hockey gets is unbelievable. Like, their community for women's hockey is great. I think that would be, like, a really great spot to put a women's hockey team.
Yeah, that would be.
Just because you guys are probably one of the only teams in the NCAA that pack your barn every night.
Yeah, I would honestly say that the support we're getting in Ottawa does remind me a lot, like LeBron, and it's so fun playing for a city again. I mean, like in the PWHPA in recent years, like last year I was on Team Harvey's, which was a sponsored team with girls from all over, and we didn't have like a home base, so to play for an actual city again is so fun. But I agree. I'm also biased, but I think Madison.
I think that would be a great spot. Yeah.
That'd be super fun. What this year, obviously, there are no like mascots or team names yet. So is that coming? And do you have any insight? Do you guys get to put any input into what Ottawa will be called?
We have zero input.
No insight.
I think next year they will be coming.
I've just got terrible ideas, so
Potentially.
I can't even say it out loud on a mic.
Well, I know they released some sort of like mock names. I don't
Yeah.
know if like how legit those are.
Well, the league trademarked for them, so they were like pretty set on those being it, but they got so much backlash that
Might
They've
be
kind
something
of-
different next season.
yeah, they kind of went back to the drawing board a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we
they,
have no
I don't know, they
insight.
might keep those names. If they do, we'd be the Ottawa Alert.
Yeah, which I can get behind, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Is there any other names that you'd like the team to be called?
The Chihuahuas.
Just kidding.
I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
what is it? Okanagan.
Okanagan?
Okanagan.
Okanagan. It's a
The
region.
Noggins. Ottawa Noggins.
The Ottawa
Well, just so
Noggins.
you know, the Okanagan is known for, it's an Ogopogo, which is a sea creature in the Okanagan. So just
Interesting.
The sea creatures.
yeah, just a little
They got sea
geography lesson.
creatures in Sass.
Speaking of Canada, I had one question because has there been any stories, Emily, where you've had to teach Gabby your Canadian ways? Because I was just in Toronto with these guys.
Yeah.
And they still don't know what like a toonie and the loony whole thing is. So there's got to be something where like you've had no idea and you've just been a teacher to her about everything that there is to learn in Canada.
No, not really. I feel like the one story, I guess, we were at the Christmas market in Ottawa, which is huge for anyone that doesn't know. But The girls had, and they pour hot maple syrup on snow.
Yeah.
That was probably the most welcome to Canada thing that they probably
What?
could have experienced, and beaver tails. So she's halfway through the national anthem, so she's basically.
I am. I just need to get the French
She's an
down.
honorary Canadian at this point.
Yeah.
Do you guys know what beaver tails are? Or the maple syrup?
Sounds like a
Maple
snow
syrup
cone,
thing.
right? Is that what it sounds like? A snow cone.
I haven't had one in a while, but you could probably explain it to them.
Yeah, no, it's just hot maple syrup poured on snow, so it hardens up.
Interesting.
And then you just eat maple syrup straight on the stick. You can give your review if you want.
It was really good, actually. But yeah, they just pour the maple syrup onto the ice. They use a little popsicle stick to stir it up, and then they hand you the popsicle stick, and you just eat it. I don't know what the consistency like. It's not Laffy Taffy. It's
it's more melty than Laffy
Yeah.
Taffy.
I don't know how
But
to
it's very
describe it,
Canadian.
But yeah.
Next Christmas, we're going to Ottawa to the market.
Yes.
And we're gonna
Yes.
have some of that.
Come on.
The Christmas market's amazing.
Excuse me.
So Gabby, we've talked on the show quite a bit about Sophie's squad, and obviously, you are basically one of the founders of Sophie's squad. We'd like to hear a little bit more on your background on it. We've been supporters of Sophie's squad before, whether it was the state tournament last year, the golf tournament, and we're gearing up for this year's state tournament, which we'll have a bigger role in. But
Yes.
I wanted to give you the mic a little bit to touch on that.
So back in 2021 in July, a girl that played in our program for Skates Excellence, my dad's AAA program in Minnesota, she played on it for 3-ish years, and she would come over and shoot pucks in our garage with me and my dad and learn how to shoot. And she was just the most bubbly, smiley, talented 14-year-old you could ever meet. She played instruments, the violin. She was so good at it. Soccer, hockey, everyone loved her. And that summer in 2021, she ended up losing her battle to mental health. And there was a big group of us. We were supposed to go out to Boston for the Beantown Classic in about a week. So we weren't going to go. We were going to cancel the trip after we told the girls about what happened. And Sophie's mom, Amy, sat us down and said, I think Sophie would want you to go. And me and my daughter, Rachel, are still going to come. And I think she would want you guys to go out there and do it for her and still hold each other tight throughout this process. So we ended up making the trip out to Boston. And one night sitting in the lobby of the hotel room, I think it was my dad, me, my older brother, Colin, and a couple other parents of the girls were in the lobby. And we were just reflecting, and we kind of said, we need to do something about this. I don't know what it is, how we're going to do it, but we need to raise awareness of mental health. And Sophie left a letter saying she struggled for about 3 years, and nobody had any idea. And that was our biggest thing, is to be able to create a space where people know that it's okay to talk about those things. She didn't have to keep it inside and feel embarrassed about it or weaker that she was feeling those things. And we originally came up with just doing a golf tournament to raise some sort of funds to give back to Sophie's family so they could donate it wherever they wanted it to go. And we got back to Minnesota and just started rolling with it. And next thing you know, we had people reaching out to do honor games and have us come in and talk about mental health and put on a big production and raise awareness for mental health and get donations from people. And we've been a thing for 2-3 years now, and we just continue to grow every single day. And we were able to make some big donations to Children's Hospital, Inpatient Outpatient Center, and continue to try and save at least one life we can, letting people know that they don't need to struggle alone and it's okay to not be okay. And it's something I'm very passionate about. I struggled my freshman year horribly with mental health, and so knowing that maybe if I told people more about that story, or Sophie knew, she would feel like she could talk about it. So that's kind of where my role comes in with Sophie Squad, is just being able to share my stories to let people know that even at the highest level of hockey, when you've reached your dreams and you're doing exactly what you've dreamt of, you still have ups and downs, you still struggle, there's still things you're going to go through. So yeah, that's kind of my role and what Sophie Squad is. And on Wednesday when we play Minnesota, it'll be a big Sophie Squad event there too, so I'm really excited for that.
That's amazing. So how does that make you feel knowing that Sophie's squad is going to be in attendance for your guys' game on Wednesday?
Yeah. I like can't even put into words having it on this stage and on the networks that it'll be on TV. And we've already had people from Canada trying to reach out to like make donations online and get merchandise online, but we're so small. We're like, they go in and they have to have a U.S. address, and we're like, we don't know. We'll just ship it to you. Give us your address, and we'll get it to you, like one way or another. So that's been super cool already, having people from Canada wanting to be a part of what we're doing and continuing to help us honor her name on the stage that it will be at. I mean, we thought having it up in Duluth for a Division I hockey game was the coolest thing ever. Like, it couldn't get any better than that. And now we have it at a professional women's hockey game at the Xcel Energy Center. So yeah, I can't even put it into words how special it means. I'm just happy that they wanted to do it and they're letting us put it on.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. And we're very fortunate that your dad, Terry, kind of reached out, and we reached out, and we're like, let's team up on this. And every little bit we're doing events to help promote Sophie's squad, and super excited because I think this year the expo is going to be even bigger than last year.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
It's going to be awesome, and there's going to be so many people, hopefully, that we can bring another aspect of people to the booth. And are you going to be there, or will you still be?
I don't think so. I think I'll still be in Ottawa.
I guess that is less than a month away.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. But no, it's awesome, and we're honored to be a part of Sophie's squad also, and look forward to years to come where we can keep helping it grow. So
yeah, we want to thank you guys for like helping us spread that message. You guys have obviously a big audience, and you help us reach a different demographic of people. So you guys being a part of it means a lot to us, but also Sophie's mom. She just loves when her daughter's name is still being remembered and other people are being able to be brought in. So thank you guys for talking about it and helping us promote it.
Hey, we're just helping what you started, so that's awesome. Thank you both so much, and we're gonna play a few games now.
Yay!
How about that? Let's have some fun. First off, we have this thing where we call it the no bad hockey question, and usually it's for people who don't maybe understand a rule in hockey, those who want to learn more. But we wanted to touch on one because we've noticed this year in the PWHL that it is a lot more physical than any women's hockey I've seen before. So there's only one question, no bad hockey question today, and it is, what is the actual rule for hitting in the PWHL?
It is unknown.
I have it in an email on my phone.
Yeah, we do.
Just do
Could
whatever.
pull it up, the
We could
wording.
pull up the wording.
But we are still also figuring that out, but it's been kind of fun, I think.
I think the refs were just told to let us play. I mean, if it gets to be too dangerous of a hit, they'll obviously call it, but they're kind of told to put their whistles away and just let us use our bodies. And then a week ago, 2 weeks ago, we got an email from the league of what refs are now being told. We got like some clips to see like this hit wouldn't be called. Now this hit is what should be called, kind of thing. So I think they're still learning about what they want to call and how the game should go.
Yeah, I think it's been super fun though. I mean, coming from two physical girls, so maybe we're a little biased, but I think in the past, like, our game has been physical, but there's like, I don't know, if someone falls, often there's a penalty, and now it's like, I don't know, just this expectation that you're ready for contact, and people have been loving it, and I've personally been loving it too. I think it's been adding to the intensity of our game, and we've had to adapt our game and style of play to it, and I think it's good for the game myself.
I do too. I think it's also fun because hockey is one of those sports where you can always learn more about the game or more about yourself or improve your game this way, that way. And I think that's been one of them that I've been able to like either utilize more or like get better at, and I think that's been super fun to kind of figure out.
Have either of you been in the box for hitting then?
I have a few PIMs, but honestly, I think they're like stick penalties. I don't even think that I've gotten a body contact. Oh, I had one boarding penalty.
I think I don't know if it was a body contact penalty.
Just lose track.
I feel like I would like try to push the envelope a little bit. Like, all right, they're not going to define it, so let's see how far we can take in this game. Yeah.
And that's kind of, I like that there's a gray area. I feel like game to game too, you just kind of feel out what's being called, and it's just part of the game. And if you get a penalty, it's an opportunity for a jailbreak.
Yeah,
so there's
jailbreak.
no bad.
That is one of the coolest
bad
rules, I
things.
think.
It's amazing.
Absolutely.
You should explain that to everyone, too, in case they don't know.
Oh,
That's another no bad hockey question.
Yeah.
What's the jailbreak?
We've got jailbreak now, which is if your team is taking a penalty and you score on the PK, your player gets to come out. And I was actually on the Shawshank end, the jailbreak end of a jailbreak for us against Toronto, where I was in the box and I'm like celebrating and I'm looking at the guy. I'm like, I gotta go, right? Like, I'm out of here.
Let me out.
So yeah, if you score on the PK,
Did you call it the
negates power
Shawshank
play.
end?
Shawshank
Yeah,
Redemption.
Shawshank Redemption jailbreak.
Is
I
that
love
the
the
official
reference.
term for it? Is jailbreak? Is that actually what
Yeah.
they call it?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
called
it's a jailbreak.
jailbreak.
Yeah.
That's
You guys
sweet.
hilarious.
developed the Shawshank. That's
The
awesome.
The
Shawshank.
Shawshank.
We're gonna pin that.
But on a
Shawshank.
t-shirt.
There we go. That'll be. We got some jailbreak merch. Clarky's starting some
Shawshank
jailbreak
end.
merch.
Absolutely. Just a spoon on the back or something.
All right, let's
All
play.
right.
Let's get into a little bit. This is all you two. You got to work together on this one.
So, first, I just want to ask you guys how well are you guys versed in just like the TikTok world in general? Are you an everyday scroller? Do you go on often?
I'm an everyday scroller.
Okay.
Yeah, me
But
too.
that's it.
I get some interesting things on my For You page that I'm
Well, let's hope
nervous
your
won't
For
help
You.
me.
Let's hope your For You page helps
Horse-
you out here.
horse
So,
hoof cleaning.
the game we're gonna be playing is: can you rank these 10 NHL teams that Lawson's gonna be showing you from least amount of followers on TikTok to the most?
Oh.
So there's the 10 teams right there.
Name them all.
And 9 teams and a mascot.
9 teams and a mascot. They are not in order, obviously. So you got
Gritty's for sure one.
Gritty, and
Everyone
I've seen some
loves
good
Gritty.
Boston Bruins
Good
content.
Bruins, yes.
Actually, you should hold it, Will.
I'll
Your
hold it.
camera will
Okay.
be on it.
Sounds good.
So I'll restate the question here. So can you rank
Nice.
these 10 teams here from least to greatest? So the most following will be number 10. Least will be 1.
You think
Oh,
Gritty
okay.
will be one?
No, I think he has a lot of following.
Mm-hmm. Or
So
sorry.
10.
Yeah, 10.
Somewhere on the. I think a lot of people like him.
You guys are on the right track.
Okay, Gritty 10.
Gritty is
think?
getting marked
Do
in
you
at
think he's the
10.
high-
Do you think?
Absolute
Do you
high?
think we
I think
should
he's
do
like
9?
I think he's second.
Like 7?
Yeah, I do too.
Like 9-ish?
You choose.
8?
But yeah.
You choose?
Okay, 7.
Okay.
Gritty is
Gritty?
getting placed at 7.
Or 8.
8. We're gonna go with
Yeah.
8. Final
Yeah,
answer.
That feels better.
Alrighty.
Final answer, Gritty locked in at 8. Gritty's off the board.
I'm gonna say I think Boston might have the highest. Do you?
I would say if I. Yeah.
Toronto.
I don't see any Toronto content on my For You page. I see a lot of Boston.
You're still on the American For You page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's slowly converting. I'm gonna say Boston probably has the highest. That's the only one I see.
Boston's
You?
getting marked in at 10.
I would say yes.
Comfortable with that?
Yeah, lock it in.
Number
Lock
one?
it in.
Boston at 10. Most following.
Yeah.
Wait, 10's the most?
Yeah, we're going least to greatest.
Oh. Alrighty.
I suppose.
Boston. They got a lot, eh?
The rest will be guesses. Do you want to just
Oh, for
alternate
sure,
and just?
yeah.
I'm a Prairie girl, and I just feel like Winnipeg has got to be low. I'm gonna put Winnipeg
I was
at
gonna say, yeah.
3.
Oh, I was gonna say like 2 or 1.
2.
2?
Jets at 2.
Sorry, Jets. I don't even know what the right answers are here.
I got
them.
Oh,
it.
there they are. I can see them now.
I like the Rangers walk-in videos.
Those are good.
Rangers
I
are
feel
good.
like
I'm
that.
thinking Chicago Blackhawks got to be top just because of Connor Bedard.
The Bedard
Mm.
effect.
Oh.
So they got to be at 9.
Yeah, good call.
That's a
Okay.
good call. Good
Okay.
call.
That's good reasoning.
Chicago locked in at 9.
Can't write. Chicago is off the board.
Leafs,
many we got left?
Leafs fans are crazy, I think, though.
Yeah.
So I think that they're maybe 6?
I
Even
like
though
it.
it's
I
not
like
on
it.
your
That sounded
free
natural.
page.
It sounded natural.
Leafs at
Toronto.
6.
All right. You know,
Solid. Right
As
in the
soon as you
middle.
said it,
Middle of the
I s-
pack,
yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
all right.
A few more left.
We got a few more. We still got a few more.
The Red Wings sellies are crazy. I feel
Wallman?
like you
Yes.
guys get some views.
Yes, I would.
Did you see the OT Sally the other day?
No.
Jake Wallman, he grittied.
Gritty.
Yeah.
That's
There's
amazing.
an OT penalty shot, and he grittied.
Their social media team's on point posting that stuff.
7.
7.
Is that a hint?
May have been some persuasion there.
Detroit. How many we got left? Where are they?
We got
I'm gonna go Montreal as 1.
Montreal, the
I don't
least
know.
following on TikTok. You marking it down as 1?
No, I'm just throwing it out there.
Oh. Canadian fans are also crazy, but I feel like I lived in Montreal, so I feel like I'm in a bubble.
Yeah.
But I'm at 1. Numero 1.
What about?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Montreal at 1. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Sure.
Montreal. Oh, man, they're crushing the Canadian teams.
Sorry.
3 left.
Rangers
clumped
at
together.
5.
We got
Yeah.
Capitals, Penguins, Rangers. And you left. All right.
Rangers at 5.
Rangers going
Right in the
5.
middle.
Okay, you pick the last decision.
Oh man.
Pittsburgh or Washington? If they had TikTok back when Ovi and Sid kept going at it,
I
they might be
know.
1 and 2.
You pick.
Nothing hurt here.
Pittsburgh's 4.
Pittsburgh. Alrighty.
And the final by process of elimination. We got the
Washington.
Capitals. All right, so that's your final selection there. So we're going to start from least and go down to greatest. So coming in at the least amount of followers on TikTok, it is the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Ooh.
Coming in at the second least followers, we got
I'm
the
not-
Winnipeg Jets. You got that
That's
one
right.
right.
Nice.
Hey.
Good job.
Boom.
Third least, Washington Capitals. You guys got that
You also
one right.
got that
Let's
right.
go.
How many they got?
Number 4 on the least amount is the Montreal Canadiens.
Oh, we
Only
just
one.
flipped.
That's pretty good.
And coming in next is the Boston Bruins
That's on me. I really thought that they were going to be
416K.
high.
with
What
460
did we have them
followers.
at?
Ooh, yeah.
Followed by that is the Detroit Red Wings.
It's going downhill.
It's going downhill fast.
And now we're getting to the big hitters on social media. Coming in at the next spot is the New York Rangers. And then now with the top 3 following in the NHL on social media. Coming in at the third most, we got the Toronto Maple Leafs.
You were right.
It's okay.
They're big
I'm
up
so
there.
sorry.
Followed by the
Okay.
second biggest social media account, the Chicago
You got
Blackhawks.
that right.
Nice.
And the number 1. You guys are on the right path here at the very beginning. The greatest social media account in NHL current is Gritty.
It was
You
a
said
trick
that.
question.
You did say
I
that.
knew it.
Gritty's the only one with over 1 million.
Wow.
Everyone loves Gritty.
Yeah, he's a hero.
He is. He
His
is.
dance
maybe,
moves are unbelievable.
Maybe that's what you guys got to take into account for your mascot next year.
Yeah.
Get a Gritty 2.0.
The Ottawa Gritties.
I
Well,
could
there you
get
go.
behind
That
could
is
get behind
the
that.
TikTok NHL ranking from least to greatest following.
Good
You guys
work.
did pretty good.
Good work.
That was very
That
important.
was,
That was
very
hard.
average.
That was challenging.
I
Yeah,
would have done
that was
worse.
tough.
Who do you think is the lowest TikTok in the NHL? Number 32.
This one might hurt you guys a bit. Might hit home.
Might hurt your
The
counterparts.
Ottawa
It
Senators.
It is the Ottawa Senators.
Jeez.
Poor guys.
That's all right. You guys will.
You guys will
we'll
surpass
have
them.
more than them soon. All right, we're gonna end it off with some rapid fire questions, and then we'll let you go enjoy your off day. Go-to pregame meal.
Oh, supposed to go fast.
Rapid.
Pasta and chicken.
There's just usually not another option.
Pasta and chicken. All right. Coffee order.
Ice vanilla oat milk latte.
Iced vanilla latte.
Ooh. Favorite music artist.
Oof.
Noah Kahn.
Yeah.
Or Chelsea
Both?
Cutler.
Noah, Zach Bryan,
Zach
There you
Russ.
go, Zach Bryan. I like that.
Favorite place you ever played a hockey game.
Madison, Wisconsin.
Oh.
Saskatoon, sorry.
Saskatoon.
Nice. And last but not least, your favorite TikToker.
The hockey guys.
Oh.
And if it wasn't the hockey guys,
Emily Clark.
I like it. I like it.
Awesome. Thank you both so much for taking time and joining us. Good luck this week and the rest of the season. We'll be following along. It's going to be awesome.
Thanks
thanks for having us.